Good morning, grade 8s. I just felt like making my wife laugh same time, and you guys. I hope you guys are okay. It's getting a little bit dreary doing these videos. I'd rather be in front of your kids, seeing if you're sleeping or not doing your work, and just irritate you and pick on you, which I love doing in my class, as you all know. Not in an ugly way, in a nice way, you know that, if parents are watching. I enjoy having fun with your kids in class. So, we are finished Jason complementary and Jason supplementary. If I ask you what is a Jason complementary, you should know. It's two angles that are separated by a line in a 90-degree angle. Complementary. Supplementary, a straight line with a common vertex and a line separating the two angles, and they add up to 180 degrees. As we progress with more, like today, as I'm looking at your exercise, there's more things that you need to know. And you only learn it by me doing it on the board or doing it in an exercise. You pick these things up. For example, when two lines are equal in a square, do you remember what symbol you used in grade 7 to show that the lines are equal in a square? Do you remember that the lines had two cuts or two hashes? Sorry, my daughter's now playing with things in the kitchen. Aria? Dad's busy with the video. Please. So these are things that you have to pick up on, and if you hear something break badly in the kitchen, it's my daughter trying to take stuff off the rack. These are things that you only pick up while I teach in class. So today I'm going to do vertically opposite. Vertically opposite angles are very easy. It's probably the easiest one to pick up. You're going to all see that. Well, because you're all my kids and I teach you, I'll go there first. Whenever I look at a diagram, and at the end of the year, you're going to have a massive diagram with like 15 to 20 marks. And you have to find about 14 angles. The first angle that we always look for is which angle? The first angle that we look for.
Thank you.
The first angle.
Okay, go sit down in the lounge.
The first angle that we always go for is vertically opposite. Sorry about this, credits. Okay, let's have a look. Let's begin. So we're going to start with our next section, which is geometry, and I put you a combination of adjacent complementary and adjacent supplementary angles, including vertically opposite. So vertically opposite just means that two lines intersect each other. And when the two lines intersect each other, we'll know that, but it has to be two lines. And I'm going to show you, they're going to try and trick you. It has to be these two lines that intersect each other. Because if you look below here, I've got these two lines, but I have this line here. And then this line will sometimes go lower, and then you sort of get confused and you mix up. It just has to be two exact lines. Just quickly point here. I'll show you in class like this. It has to be like that. Has to be like that. Okay. Two lines that cut each other. They have to be straight lines. You'll see what I mean as I carry on. So if angle X, let's just say in the test this was 40, then this one, they are always equal. Vertically opposite angles are always equal. Okay, so if they're vertically opposite each other, they are equal. So if this is 40, this is 40. If that was 70, that's 70. And that's how easy it is. The abbreviation, I write this, vertically, full stop, OPP, full stop. That's how I abbreviate it. Do you remember how to abbreviate adjacent supplementary? ADJ, supplementary, angles. So this is the abbreviation. Remember, this is all new. That's why I'm taking it very slow with you kids.
Do you not have to put angles here?
No, you can. So my wife asked now, do you have vertically opposite angles? You don't have to. In the textbook, you'll see they just put vertically opposite. You can put vertically opposite angles if you want, and I'll still mark you right. I just need to know what your reason is. You can't tell me. So let's have a look at this question. If they asked us, I want to show you, if they've got what I was talking about the square, I'll show you here. Say now that this is your rectangle. Remember, have you ever seen this symbol? That is equal to that. And then double line. Double line. Because if I put a single line here, it will mean that's equal to that. Do you remember this from grade 7? You should remember that's telling me that's equal to that and that's equal to that. Now, with angles, it's the same thing. If I put two of these like angle signs, or how do I say, can't say angle signs, I don't want to get you confused about writing that as that is the angle, that's the angle abbreviation, that's the angle sign. Then this that's 2, that's 2. So if those are 2, that means that's also 40 degrees. And then this is equal to this, because they're directly vertically opposite each other. Do you see that the two lines, they intersect each other, and they're straight lines? So those two angles are equal. How am I going to find now? Watch here. Here we go. Here's yesterday's work. How am I going to work this thing out? I need to calculate x, y, and j. So I would have to, there's a whole bunch of ways you can work this out. There's not just one way to work it out. Can you see? My drawing's going to get very untidy now, but this is because there's so many ways. Do you see I have a straight line here? So how much was all those angles in that straight line add up to? How much will they add up to?
180.
180 degrees. Well done, my love. And then do you see this? Some kids will see this over here. How much was those? How much was all these angles add up to? 180 degrees. Do you see that? Or some kids will see this. They'll say, sir, is not this vertically opposite to that? That whole angle and that angle. So this whole angle here and this angle have to be equal. So therefore J is equal to how much? 80 degrees, am I right? Angle J. So angle J, you can put capital 1, is equal to 80 degrees. And what's the reason? Some of you might say 40 plus 40. And the reason is vertically opposite. You can do that first. You could have done X if you wanted to. Now, you kids will get a little bit. Now, it's mainly vertically opposite in your exercise, but I want to show you something. You can't use adjacent. Now, I feel like your wheels will fall off here, and I wish I was in class with you now, because I'm going to do. You can't say adjacent supplementary for this this orange here, because adjacent supplementary is only 2 angles on a straight line separated by a line. Now, do you see I've got 1? Let me use orange. I've got 1, 2, 3. So to work out x, oh wait, I can rather look at this. So I can use that, but if I've worked out j, then I can just do adjacent supplementary over here. Do you see that? So let's use blue. So if I worked out j is 80, there's a whole bunch of ways to work this out. And if you get it right with the right reasons, you're right. So I wish I was in class with you now. Whichever way you went. So if I went that is vertically opposite to that. Then I said, okay, from here, I will go and say that this over here is adjacent supplementary because they're on a straight line. Do you see that they're on a straight line? And they are next to each other, and it's 2. So adjacent supplementary. So I would say angle x. So wait, so it's angle x plus my j, which is how much? 80, is equal to 180 degrees. Sorry, I got no space here. And I'll put the adjacent supplementary and I'll angle. Sorry, I'm running out of space. Alright, so adjacent supplementary. Then I'll take the 80 across and say x is equal to 180 minus 80. Angle x is equal to 100 degrees. Then if I've got x is equal to 100 degrees, what will I do? Whatever. Some of you kids will do this. I would say vertically opposite straight away. That's the easiest way to do it. Then I've got that as 100. I've got to take my pen and put 100 in there. Then that's vertically opposite to y. No working out with vertically opposite, just vertically opposite. But some of you kids might do this. Danica might do this. She'll say, sir, if I've got this, what if I said, sir, this is 80, and then I went and did this? And I did adjacent supplementary between these two. If that was 80, how much will this be? And that's angles on a straight line, 100. So it's the same thing. So you can go any way you want. There's not one way of doing this. So do you see, ladies and gentlemen, that there's not just one way of doing this? You just have to see adjacent sup. You have to see vertically opposite. And then tomorrow we'll do angles around a point. So, but there's any way, if you, because you're all going to now ask me, sir, when I give you the memo for this one, you're going to tell me, sir, I've got the same answer as you, but I used a different reason. It's fine, as long as the reason's correct. And you'll see at the end of this geometry section, if you used a reason that was not right. So say, for example, it's angles on a straight line, and you said this is equal to this. Say now, angles on a straight line was 80, and this was 100, right? But you said adjacent complementary. Is that the right reason? No, you use adjacent complementary for a straight line, then you're wrong. Even though you got your answer right. Because you said it's 100 and it's plus 80, so it's 180 adjacent complementary. There I've seen the child doesn't know what they're doing. They probably giraffed over and looked at someone else's work and copied it down in the test. I'll mark you wrong. your reason has to be valid for where you've gone. And that's just me being strict. Some of the teachers will moan at me and say I'm being too strict, give them method marks. I don't. I mark you wrong. And I tell you, what are you doing? You don't know your reasons. Because if you know your reasons, grade 9, 10, 11 is going to be fine. Alright, so grade 8. I want to quickly show you one more. Forgot about that. Look at this one. So, yeah. So, how am I going to work this thing out? What reason do you know that can work this out? And I told you it's vertically opposite. So I'm going to make this whole angle equal this angle. And I'm just making it into an equation. So 2x minus 20 equals 46. How can I say that? Because they are vertically opposite. So what must I do here? Have you ever worked out equations like this before? Oh yes, you have, a week ago. What do I do with this minus 20? What do I do with the minus 20? Let's see if my wife knows. I won't, she's smiling big time now. Don't have to answer, Yes, well done, love. You have to take it over. So 2x is equal to 46. You take it over, but let's see if she remembers. If you take it over, what happens?
It becomes a positive.
It becomes a positive. Well done, my love. So 2x is equal to, how much is that? 66 degrees. Then,
Got to divide it.
divided by what? Divided by 2, because what am I solving for? I'm solving for x. So cancels. So divide by 2 there, divide by 2 there, because I'm solving for x. And then x is equal to half of 66. Remember kids, if it's over 2, what does it basically mean? You're just dividing by 2, you're halving it. What's half of 66? 33. So angle x is 33. But now, what is this angle equal to? What must I do now? What must I do with this x over here? I must go and put it inside there. Can you read this out for me? I wish I was in class with you kids. Read this out for me. What is this saying? This is 2 times x minus 20. What is it? 2 times x minus 20. Okay, so what's 2 times x? What is x? Do we work out x? Yeah, so it's 2 times 33, which is 66. 66 minus 20
46.
is 46. Good stuff. Because they are vertically opposite, so it has to be. So you can just check yourself. But you just solve for x. Okay. So if you get an ugly one like that, just you let them equal each other. So today, kids, vertically opposite, adjacent supplementary, adjacent comp, all in one. 7 questions. I think 7 or 6. Very easy, straightforward. I hope you enjoy it. Please go over the video. Take down this first page. This first page should be in your books. Take it down. Take down the first page in your books. Write down geometry, combination, adjacent, vertical, opposite. Like your work, I would have asked you to take this down now. I would have sat at my desk and smiled at all you kids now and said, take this down. And I would have vegetated for 5-10 minutes and said, okay, are you ready? Stop talking, Joel. Stop talking, Ruan. Let's get on with it. Okay, thanks, kids. Enjoy. Let me know how you're doing. And I will post the answers for the easy questions right now from last night's homework. God bless.